Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Joe Yates, and in this video we're going to be taking our car and prepping it for drift. But first I'd like to say sorry for not uploading any videos recently. I've been super busy, as you can see around me. We are at the new place. I'm so excited for that. New garage flooring, so I'll insert a video here. Alright, I've painstakingly prepped the garage now. Garage floor now ready for paint. It's taken me probably 8 hours in total. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. We're going to do 2 coats, 24 hours apart, and see how it goes. I think it'll come up really nice. And there she is, boys, in the garage. So guys, here we are. Car's in the fresh new garage. You can hear it crackling and popping away. That's normal. Just been for a little drive over here, and she's literally like an oven. It's summer here in Brisbane, Australia, and yeah, super hot. So yeah, plans are we're gonna have a workbench over here. Obviously we're limited with space, the space that we've got. Yeah, so anyway, we've been super busy, so that's why I've not been able to upload. But we're going to have some fun today and tomorrow, just prepping the car for drift and then taking it out on Friday night for a super session. So the car's currently at the old place and all my tools are over there except for the big toolbox behind me. That doesn't have as many tools as over at the old place. So we're going to be working mostly over there. I've kept all the tools over there for a reason. There's just more space, you know, right behind me at the moment. There's just not much room really to work with. Nothing's sorted, nothing's organized yet, as yet. We're gonna be looking at getting some a workbench, nice workbench put in here. And also along here, I'll just put some nice shelving all along here, just utilizing the space that we have here. But yeah, guys, I think the workshop flooring came up okay. It's not perfect, but for a DIYer like myself, not bad. Little Coke and Tim Tam break, well deserved right now. Yeah, boy. These are the best ever. Alright, I just got back and there is not much left in the house. It's quite empty over here. Got the GoPro charging up. And if we come outside, I'll just grab my Red Bull. Started to rain all of a sudden. So hopefully it dries up a bit when we hit the track, but at the same time, the tyres that I do have will last a lot longer. So happy about that, but it'll just make the challenge of drifting and keeping in control a lot higher. All right, as I was saying, I just got back and I've got some goodies that we needed. I picked up a helmet because the helmets that I do have over there, you can see in the distance, the yellow one, that's a motorcycle helmet, and it's just a little bit too big because I've got the sunroof version, and quite common for taller guys like myself to hit your head on the sunroof. So this helmet, I'm hoping, just has a lower profile and is a little bit more contoured, and I'm just hoping it won't touch the sunroof as much. All right, there it is. And for Australia, for the track, we need just for like drift nights, we need a good Australian standard certified helmet. So yeah, this is the one, guys. Should do the job. Just an open face jobby. I'll look a little bit like a mushroom, but hey ho. And then over here, got a toe strap, and we've got some nice toe stickers as well, with an little assortment. So just one of them. The blue one, that's probably a bit too big, but just that one, just to help the towies if I slide off track and they need to tow me off, which is likely to happen. So I was really worried with the kit because it's a full Vertex Ridge wide body kit. There's no actual toe points other than the factory ones, and you can't actually access them. So I'm just thinking I need at least one good toe point. So I've seen a lot of other S15s, and it seems like that's the place to go. Just along the chassis rail here, there's like a bolt hole there already. I might actually have to make another one, but we'll see. And I'm just hoping, hang on, I'll just get the toe strap. I've got the toe strap here, and if you look at it, it is actually slightly angled. So I'm really hoping that it's gonna push outwards enough. I'm thinking I might have to put a plate in just so that it clears this part here. Because the last thing I want is for the car to be towed and basically it'll just rip the bumper, pull the bumper to one side and damage the bumper. And being a Vertex genuine kit, this is super expensive. So, alright. So I'm hoping, just let me turn the flash on. Yeah, okay, so I'm hoping just be able to get it up in there somewhere where there's a bolt hole already. Okay, so one of the jobs we need to do before we go out is to secure this ABS braking control unit. The actual bracket that I got, I actually didn't have this bracket particularly when I got the car, so I had to source one, and I actually found out that it's not quite the right bracket for this JDM bracket for the ABS control unit. So I had to remove that from the control unit here, and all I'm going to do is just going to fit some sticky foam and just zip tie it in place, and that should be fine, no problems. A little bit of wax and grease remover will do the trick, just to clean the surfaces before we go mount the tape to the control unit. So yeah, just a little bit of wax and grease remover on the rag. Just want to clean the surface for the tape so that it'll stick properly and it won't come off. Although the zip tie is going to hold it in place. So I'm going to put a couple of good zip ties. And just same again. I originally tried some dual lock double-sided tape, but didn't really quite work. I think the tape that I had was just a little old and it had lost its adhesive stick ability. So that'll do it. For anyone who's looking at the JDM ECU, the QT is the JDM Spec R ECU. There's also another one as well. So turns out that my speedo wasn't working because the ABS control unit had no power. Unbeknown to me, I'd meticulously previously checked all the fuses twice over in this build, and all the fuses have been great. Found out that yeah, one had blown. So in the time I'd been tinkering with it, I accidentally must have shorted the circuit and blown fuse. Yeah, of course there's going to be no power to the control unit, and yeah, speedo signal's not going to get sent. The way it works, basically the ABS control unit sends the speed signal to the instrument cluster, then the instrument cluster sends it to the ECU, thereabouts. It starts before that though, all the way back at in the S15s, at the rear diff. You got a speed sense in the rear diff there, and that gets sent to the ABS control unit. So if you unplug your ABS control unit, your speedo won't work. So if you're thinking of getting rid of ABS, you still need to leave your ABS control unit in there. What I also found out was that my airbag light, right, I had problems with this too. I fitted a resistor when I did the Boss Kit install. When I changed over to a Sparco wheel, I put the resistor in, it's included with the kit, and I wondered why it still was showing the airbag light, warning light. So I went to the passenger side and I found that there was no passenger airbag. There's no airbags in this car now. So there's no airbag fitted. The connector was just open. So I fitted a resistor, same resistor, type of resistor as on the driver's side steering wheel. and still airbag light warning on. So I try clearing faults. There's a process where you switch the ignition on and off and on again. I think open the door with the ignition on, hit the door switch a number of times, shut the door, turn the ignition on or off, sorry, and turn it on again, and it should clear the fault. Start up the car, it should clear the fault. Now I further went into diagnostic mode and I was digging around and I found, I should have checked this first, but there was no fuse. The fuse had been pulled altogether. Like, I get it, trying to remove the the airbag warning system, like the light, trying to get that to be removed. Like, I totally get it, but there was no fuse there. So that was my problem the whole time. Apart from, passenger side, but I fixed that. So finally, I was able to put a fuse in, 10 amp fuse, I believe, and I was able to clear the fault, and good times. No more airbag warning light on, so happy days. So I actually did have to remove the ABS backlight, just in the instrument cluster. It's easy enough to do. So now when I turn the ignition on, I start the car up, I've got no warnings at all, and she's all good now. No warnings on. So this is the toolbox, just a plastic durable hard case toolbox sort of style that I just brought. You need something for all your bits and pieces to go in, so this is really great. It's better than my my wooden toolbox and my plastic one and my other ones. Waterproof. So I got a nice little tray here. You can put little bits and bobs and pieces in. So what I picked up from the battery store, I got another drain tube for the battery and a blanking plug. I'm probably just going to fit the blanking plug. I'll show you why in a sec. And I got some battery terminals. These are like the largest size you could get at the store. So yeah, you have to have your battery terminals covered for safety. At this track I'm going to. Little snap-on screwdriver. These are so handy. They're worth the money. They're actually pretty cheap actually. They're like $6 each. What else have I got? Just some gloves. Got some gloves for when it gets dirty. And I got the flashing tape. This is to cover the transmission tunnel where there's a cut out of it. There's a cutout there, and I need to just cover that area. What else we got? Yeah, just some. This is some steel foam, some sticky sided foam. It's not double sided, it's just single sided foam. That's for the ECU. What have we got? Just more zip ties. Zip ties are really handy to have, eh? So I've got different sizes here. I've got some long boys, I've got some medium boys, some short boys, lots of zip ties. My good Nipex, I'm not taking these out because lost or stolen. Don't want them to get lost or stolen. So I'll take the cheapies out. So I'm going to put together a toolkit before I go out, but this is just what I've got for now. And you always need a good hammer. This is a really solid weighted hammer. You never know when you're going to need a hammer, so that'll go in. I've just cut off 2 pieces of the foam with an adhesive backing on one side. 2 pieces should be enough, and this is super thick, it's super padded. It'll work well, I think. Just grab one piece. I'm just going to put one piece there. Another piece on the other side. 2 pieces should be enough. We don't want it hard up against the engine ECU. You want it to not vibrate. And then we'll just zip tie that now with a couple of good long, super long zip ties, and that'll be good for now. That'll do the job until maybe I can find another proper bracket that'll fit. And there we go. That's super solid. It's rock solid. It's you can't even move it, but it's not going to vibrate either. So it's secured. That's what we want. We just didn't want that dangling around. Now we'll just chop the excess zippy end off. And then I'll see if the actual trim will now fit, because I don't really want passengers kicking these wires. That's going to play havoc when they're out there getting the action, getting into all the action. So I've got the kick panel trim installed. So now if a passenger just is moving their feet around, they're not going to bump any of the wires and deep in any wires and cause problems. So that's good. Okay, I got the glove box ready to go back in, and it's just got the little clippies. Quite easy to remove these glove boxes. Really easy. And up here, I'll just show you. That's where I've got the airbag resistor, and you can probably see how much resistance that is. I can't read, it's a bit upside down. But yeah, I've just wired that in there. So that's for the your passenger airbag there. There's no airbag currently. So that seems to do the trick. Now to put the glove box in. So, easy way to do it is just to pre-fit the glove box with the pins out, and then you take a pin. I'll take this one. And it goes basically from the inside out. So from inside, and you push out with the pin. So I believe just like that. There you go. So that's one. And then the other side, just line it up, and then really tricky filming. It's like, again guys, there we go. And I think that's okay now. We'll give it a shot, hey. Alright. There we go. Glove box fitted. So hopefully guys, later on, a late date, I want to repaint these trims where they're all scratched up. So that'll be another job. That's kind of why I've left the center console out for now. Just makes sense. So next job, we need to put the flashing tape over the tunnel. I'll just show you. I've got this rag that I've just had stuck in there, but you can see the cutout where someone's had a large transmission gearbox. Awesome for those guys. So yeah, we've just got the stock 5-speed S15 non-turbo version, same as the S14 and S13 gearbox. But yeah, we just want to fill that spot up the front there. Now we've got the flashing tape, and I'm just going to use some of that on the inside here just to tape it up, and so that I can get a nice seal, I guess, around the gear shifter. I'm going to start with a bit of that flashing tape it's called, underneath, and then I'm going to lay some on the top as well. So let's go. 2 strips cut to size, and I'm just going to put it, lay a layer underneath first. That way, this sticky stuff, if I just went like that without a bottom layer, it's going to collect all the dust and all the dirt and debris underneath and stick to it. So if we do 2 layers like that, she'll be good, she'll be sweet. Just doing 1 strip at a time. Kind of hard to get in here. I'm just going to put the camera down for a sec. There we go, there's 1 layer done. And it conforms really well to the edges, as you can see there, and it's super sticky. Now I'll just put another strip underneath, just to about there where that bolt hole is, and then we should be okay. There we have it guys, that's how you cover up a hole with flashing tape, and that's worked really well. Now it's time to fit the surrounds, the rubber boots, and we should be all sweet. Looking pretty good so far. Just got to put these bolts in, and I've got another boot here. I'm not too sure, I think that one just goes over like that. But I think I'd be pretty happy running it like that. I've pushed that rubber down in as far as it'll go, and but yeah, I'll see if this fits now. You just take the gear shift knob off. Yeah, beauty. I think that's the go. I'll just put the camera down and I'll fit this. Good as gold. Looking pretty good now. Got the surround all done up, all 4 new bolts. This has been repainted, so is the gear shifter. So it's all pretty fresh. Now we just need to put the gear knob on, and that is great. That is going to reduce a lot of noise, and it's going to be a lot quieter in cabin now, which is awesome. At this stage, I don't have a gear boot surround. I've got the trim, but the leather boot surround is all tattered and all worn. I need a new one, and they're very expensive, so we're just running it like this. No center console. I'm going to tidy up this cable. This is the handbrake. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what most of the car's been like. It's been alright, really. Just little things that you need to do to make it, just to tidy it up, really. Yeah, alright. So, looking good, man. Looking good. Hey guys, so just an update. We've sorted the center console gear shifter surround here out. Now there's no hole through to the road. We're not getting any debris, any hot air coming up at us, and it'll now be a lot quieter, which is great. That's what we want. What's left to do? We need to still put the tow strap on the front because we need a tow point accessible to easily get towed out if we spin out and stall it, or if we get into a bit of trouble with the car and we can't get off the track. We need somewhere to easily, quickly tow, like a tow point. Next, we are going to go put the battery terminal covers on the battery, make sure that's all good. And yeah, we're just about getting there, guys. Looking forward to hitting the track in this bad boy after all the work and time I've put into it. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm glad that you're able to come out with me. Alright, so this is what I'm fixing. See, you can see there, it's leaked a little bit of battery acid, and that's because it's come out of this vent hole. So I had a vent tube running from this one, and it looks like this one hasn't been a problem. That one goes right down to outside the vehicle. So what we're going to do, I've just got this little blanking plug here, all part of the drift prep. I'm just going to stick it in there. They usually come with one, and they usually come with a drain tube. So I push that in there really tightly. That's not going to come out, and that'll just stop it leaking on that side just when it sloshes around a little bit, because this does have battery acid in it, and with plates and stuff. So yeah, that'll sort that out. We can leave that, that's fine. I will just clean off the battery acid with something. Usually hot water does the trick. And now we need to cover these battery terminals. These are the oversized ones, the biggest ones I could get. I know they look a little bit dorky, but I just wanted to make them fit over this sort of style of battery terminal. So first thing to do, just disconnect the battery. We're going to do that carefully. And before I go too far, I'll probably take the battery out just off the tray, just so that I can clean that battery tray. Having gone to all that effort, I don't really want to just leave that battery acid, even though it's dry. I'm going to clean it up a bit. So do that. This is a good reason to have a battery box. This is a really good reason, but I mean, if you vent the battery properly, it's usually not a problem. So yeah, this is because I didn't vent that other port, that vent port. All right, there we go. I got all those acid marks off, pretty much mostly. Had to use some heavy duty stuff. This stuff, it is great, man. I wouldn't go polishing your car with it though, but for really hard to remove stains and marks, this stuff is really good. It's like an industry standard. So yeah, she came up pretty much looking like she did when I installed her. So yeah, now we can go fit the battery again and those terminal protectors. Okay, so I've just recut the battery cable here and made it a little bit neater so there's no copper exposed. I just got to still clamp that down, so we'll hopefully be able to slide this over it now. So it's going to be a little bit of a squeeze still. Always harder doing it one hand. But yeah, it's good. Going in there nicely. Perfect. That's great. That's what we want. So hopefully that's okay. The rubber will get in the way maybe a little bit, but once it's all tightened down, I think it'll be okay. There we go. And now if I just peel this back, I can tighten it. I should be able to push it on. If I just tighten it now, if I tighten it down, I'll be able to push it on later. With a bit of a squeeze, we'll be able to hopefully slide that in under. It's a bit hard. There we go, there we go. Oh, just about there. Oh, yeah, beauty, guys. That's what you want. Perfect. All right, I'll just put a zip tie around that. Hopefully keep it secure. Probably have to remove it in the future anyway when you're disconnecting the battery, but that's really good. I'll just do the same to the other side. And here we have it, guys. It's all safe. The battery cables are nicely mounted now. It's all, you know, no problems there. It's not going to arc out on anything. The battery's super solid and secure. And that's what we want. That's what we like to see. And it shouldn't leak anymore because I've got that bung, that little bung in the the vent hole, and just this one is going out through down to the ground. All right, guys, she's nearly ready to rip apart. I just got to fit this tomorrow morning. We're going to pick it up tomorrow morning, and just got a few more things to do. Mount the fire extinguisher as well, and just trial fit some wheel spaces with some other wheels. All right, I'll see you then. Welcome back. It's now the morning, and I'm back at the other house where the car is behind me. We've got a lot to do. We've got a lot to prep. The final last few things, the important things like mounting the fire extinguisher. We need to rig up the tow strap on the front, and I also have an exhaust nut that's missing on the dump pipe that we need to fix. Get to that. A little bit of wiring to tidy, not super important. We'll just see how we go. Starting and get stuff together. Got the jack, really important. Blocks of wood, because the car's super low, so we need to get it. We need to be able to jack it up easily. Yeah, so I've just been putting together a bit of a toolkit here. The new toolbox, just all the tools, any of the tools I think that I'll probably need, just in case anything happens and I need to fix the car. Bits and pieces, spare spark plugs. I've got some spare coil packs as well that I'll probably bring, along with probably a spare steering tie rod with tie rod end. Just more bits and pieces. Got the helmet sorted, obviously. Got my racing gloves here. First time using them. That'll be awesome. Some really super strong rope, just in case we need to get towed home, possibly. We'll see how we go. Hopefully we don't have any dramas with the car. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and far out. Only got a few more hours to prep, so it's all sort of go from here. Let's do it, let's get into it. So one of the nuts actually came loose off the dump pipe. Got the nut, bit of Loctite. Should hopefully do the trick. I'm just gonna reach around. I'll just do that up as far as I can with my fingers, and then give it a good tighten with a spanner. On further investigation, we've got the tow strap, and I've just been looking at where I can mount it to, because the strap itself needs to be pretty much central, and if anything, you got to prepare for a little bit of up angle when the vehicle gets towed. So last thing I want to do is go crunching, pulling on this nice Vertex body kit, hey? So I actually found the perfect hole right there. In there, it's like the perfect size for the bolt that we're going to be putting through there, and it will probably just touch and pull a little bit down on the intercooler pipe, but for the most part it actually works out really good because it's going to clear the fiberglass, and that's what we want. I can handle just a bit of pipe movement on a tow, that's fine. I can always correct that, readjust it, no problems whatsoever. So just put a bit of good old Loctite on the bolt itself. Don't want the nut to come undone. Alrighty, now we're done. I managed to mount that beautifully. I had to Dremel out the hole a little bit just to get the bolt to fit, but that's great, it's perfect. I'll probably just move that hose clamp around though, because it's sort of just getting in the way of where it's gonna want to pull if I do get towed. So that's great. Time's ticking, probably only got 1 hour and a half, so I'm really starting to feel it out here. It's super hot. It's summer here in Brisbane, Australia. Super humid. It's been raining a lot, so when it stops raining, it's just like, oh, you feel the humidity. But enough complaining. Let's get to the rest of it. I've got to do fire extinguisher and just fix up the cable for the handbrake. I think we're just about done. I just got to finish up packing up all my tools and things, and then begin loading the car up. What do you reckon now, mate? I think we're good, eh?